Good evening, everybody. This is Johnny Seville from Acorn Wealth, and this is your executive summary for stock setups for the 7th of October, end of the week, as we go into the jobs report. So, markets have been pretty sideways, and really not doing a hell of a lot. So, basically, we're really poised for a breakout in one direction or the other. We've got negative open range, in other words, open range bias to the downside. But right now, you can see the market's kind of forming up in a tight consolidation, which typically means again a breakout one way or the other, which if we look at kind of the pennant type of measurements, we're looking for a kind of a fairly dramatic move, which would either take us down to around 21.20 or even I'd be looking at 21.12. An upside break, would be taking us basically up to around the 22.07 mark. So I mean, or I should say above the breakout zone. Sorry, more likely around the 22.20 area. So kind of these are the two types of breakouts that we possibly could occur. If indeed that pennant breaks out. So most of the trades I'm looking at right now, I've in the nightly newsletter, which has already been sent out. I've put a summary of all of the updates I would see on existing positions, so I won't bother going through that in this summary. What I'll do instead is we'll focus on some of the new potentials, and we can have a look at firstly the shorts. EZA, for example, is the short that I talked about in Trading Room tonight. This is the South Africa Index ETF. Now, I talked about this being possibly a head and shoulders, which you can see here. Left shoulder, head. Right shoulder. That's a complex head and shoulders. And that would basically indicate, if we measure that, would indicate a breakdown after we break through this support line, would indicate a breakdown to $46. We've also got a channel. So we've got two bearish patterns, which if we measure that, we've basically got a breakdown to 40. Just move it up a little bit. Basically a breakdown to around 43. Even 42. So you can see there's great divergence on the money flow here. So stocks going up, money flow coming out the back door. Obviously, we don't really look at Brazil as an extremely strong economy. Certainly, it's I wouldn't be buying up in droves. So I'd certainly be short before I'd be long. And so I'm looking at a break. Possible entry point would be a break below the 200-day moving average. I'd be looking for a break of $51.33. My target would be $46.13 as a first target. My second target would be $43.13. So 46.13 and 43.13. And in terms of a stop loss, I'd basically be just waiting for that breakdown to occur. But we'd probably be looking somewhere around 44.90, something like that. Okay. Now, in terms of how I would play that with options, I would look at the $52 January puts. They're currently got a bid of 360 and an ask of 390. Okay, now there's no big surprises that I like the real estate trades in the short direction. Of course, SPG, those were the options that we picked out a little while back, and those had a nice over 140% gain dropping out of that previous upward channel. So big high five to anyone in SPG. That was awesome. So again, this is looking at these types of REITs. This is where we start to look for stocks that are already falling. I think everyone agrees the market's going to crash. It's not a matter of if, but when. So, but you've got to remember that the whole market doesn't crash at once, and you certainly can't wait until the market crashes to start picking out trades. So this is one of the areas that we felt was weakest that would drop first, and right we were. So SPG. Is one of the ones that was already existing. So I wanted to find something similar to that. And so RESI, Altasource Residential Corporation, was one that I found that looks like it's about good to drop. It has broken down, as you can see, out of this area here. this channel, kind of an upward channel, gone sideways, now breaking down. The money flow is obviously quite weak, and as you can see, we've broken through all those moving averages with volume, 524,000 to 883,000 shares traded today. So I'd look for a break of the low of this candle, look for a break of 10.07 as an entry criteria, and I would let this one play out. I think this is a momentum trade, so I would just continue to lower the stop lower and lower as that would hopefully decline. I would be looking at this overhead moving average as the resistance. So the high of this, the high is 1092. We've got let's have a look at the high of this candle, 1069. I'd basically be looking at 1077 as a stop criteria. So that's 70 cents or 70 cents of risk. So do we feel that we can make at least $2.10 on this potential trade? In other words, can this get down to at least $8? I think so. I mean, that's basically where we're going to hit that original support level, and that would be basically where I would look to take profit. That's going to start to get into the lows, and when we're starting to get into the oversold area. But again, momentum trade, I would just drop the stop loss as the thing declines. Hopefully, let's have a look at. So those are the two potential shorts. Obviously, of course, to add on to some of my favorites like Jack in the Box and other things that have already been discussed. Of course, Lululemon doing extremely well still, since we've alerted you to that before earnings. I think those are up in the high 500% profit margin now since the alert back on Tuesday, August 30th. Yahoo! Again, the big thing here is now we need to break the 61.8% Fibonacci. I mentioned last night that you'd want to have at least put your original capital back in your pocket, plus at least 150% of the profit. So you're guaranteeing capital safe and 150% profit, and then see if we break through this. If we break through this, we're probably going to be heading to the 77.7% Fibonacci down here at 51.76. Of course, all of these from our Capturing the Crash and Smart Money scan. So I hope you're doing well with those of you who are new to the Acorn community. Now moving on to the longs, there's quite a few interesting ones. So it's been really difficult to narrow it down to my favorites. So if you are a gold subscriber to us, watch for your text messages tomorrow, and on your email we'll be sending out any intraday alerts if other stocks do start to look interesting, and I'll share some of those watches with you. Here's one. This is a speculative stock. For those of you who like to play the small stocks, we have a lot of success with them. So I wanted to show you one that is looking like a possible entry. This, for those of you just starting the Fallen Angels class with me a couple of weeks ago, you would have already been aware of this. Probably, I've talked about this to a few of you. This broke out here at $1.86 and rallied all the way up to $2.40. Beautiful. And that was only on about 77,000, 32,000 shares. It's only doing about 200 grand a day. And so this is kind of the type of thing I have a play with, and maybe throw 2 grand, 3 grand, 4 grand in, have a bit of fun. This is something that's now getting a bit more of a boost. It came down on 37,000 shares, 4.2 thousand shares, 37,000 shares, and now up on 152 and 195 today. So as a speculative bit of fun, this stock has come down a long way, and I was looking at this as a break of $2.12. A stop criteria at 185, and a first target of 240, but I think this is one, again, I would just adjust the stop loss and let it run, but you may consider, say, taking some profit at that 240 zone. Let's go from small unknowns to large overseas conglomerates, or I should say corporations. Renren, social networking, of course, of China, and Renren is forming up in a lovely, lovely little flag here. As you can see, look at the breakthrough. A big shot up. Money flow has gone straight through zero, and let's have a look at the volume. Look at the volume here. You can see that really powered on that first surge as it broke this downward trend line. So downward trend line broken, volume majorly confirming that. Consolidated, then another big burst of volume. Am I concerned about stocks like this in this kind of market? No, these are the kind of stocks I want to look for because they have this power. You can see $4 million worth of volume coming in, but on the sell side, only 1.5 million shares coming out on the down day. And then again, almost that exact same amount going back in today as it bounces off those support zones. So with Ren, this is a straightforward flag formation. I'd be looking for a break of looking for a break of 253, and my target would be $2.87 on that one. And basically, what I'd look to do is throw the stop in. Once now this could go higher, but I think that's a fairly good at level to take profit and wait for it to break. In terms of looking at a stop loss here, I'd be looking at a stop criteria basically around here. What's it? 232 is support. So once we've gotten a breakthrough, I'd probably so that's kind of where I'd pre-program it at, but once we've got the breakthrough, I'd want to adjust that to kind of make the risk-reward ratio work, and so I'd be looking just around there at 238. And then as we climb higher, then moving it right up underneath that zone there at 247. So basically, as we start to rally in the morning, hopefully as it starts to break out and rally in the morning, the goal would be to put that stop loss up to about 247. So just gradually increasing it, but moving up to 247 is the stop I'd like to put there. Now, if you're uncomfortable with watching it during the day, what I might suggest is a slightly higher break. So you got the bit more of a confirmation. So you may look for a break of 256, and then just put that stop loss in at 247. Okay. So there's 2 shorts, 2 longs. I'll show you one other one. That there's so many. I'll just keep a lot of these to myself because I'll send out some alerts tomorrow if I see something on the move. But another one on the potential long side that I'm going to be watching closely, MN. It's got this beautiful downward channel, nice little scoop, has rallied, broke through the channel, the volume doubled to 164,000, pulled back on 60,000. This is pretty much good to go as well. But again, I don't want to give you too many options, but that's something for just a small little punt. Should easily be able to probably get up to about $8.20. So there's another one from my watch list that you can take a look at tomorrow. There's lots more. There's about 3 more flags. There's a lot more other fallen angels, but you'll have to stick around to find out more. Now, of course, if you're not a member of our alert service and you don't get our daily text message or daily videos, and you're just getting this for the first time or sporadically, give us a go. It's $9. You would have made a killing this month on a lot of the positions if you had to trade some of those over the last few weeks. And we've only got more activity to come. It's $9 for 1 month trial. Just simply go to acornwealthcorp.com/gold. So that's acornwealthcorp.com/gold. So if you're a silver member and again just and not getting these every night or just watching this for the first time, you can try our full gold membership for only $9. acornwealthcorp.com/gold, and that gets you access to the live Tuesday, Thursday trading rooms where we review the markets live and come up with these types of alerts. A lot of training in there, daily videos just like this that updates you on the positions that we're looking at, as well as a written report covering those also. So for $9, probably the best trade you'll make today. Give us a try. Hope you will, and we'll see you in the next summary. Take care.